On your Wednesday, it's really hard to go on social media these days without seeing at least something about the war in Ukraine. And we're talking graphic images in a lot of cases, and sometimes without much, if any, context. So if adults are seeing this stuff online, chances are pretty good that your kids are going to be seeing it as well. Erie News Now's Elena Jonathan is live this morning in studio, talking with a clinical psychologist from UPMC Western Behavioral Health at Safe Harbor. Some tips, Elena, about how to talk to your kids about what they could be seeing from over in Ukraine. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. That's right. Those images you're talking about are everywhere, from Facebook to Twitter and even TikTok. Joining me now is Dr. Lisa May from UPMC Western Behavioral Health at Safe Harbor. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're talking about parents seeing this graphic images online and then in hand kids seeing those as well. Is this something you're seeing parents coming into you talking about? How do I talk to my kids about these images?
Yes, we definitely are. And it's important to realize that children are seeing this information and do want to talk about it.
Yeah, and talking about it, how do you go about it? Obviously, younger kids might not be as access to the social media as maybe preteens and teenagers. What's your best advice to talking with your preteens and teenagers about these images?
Well, and you would actually be surprised that children of all ages have a lot more access to social media than one would think. But especially for teens and or preteens and teenagers, it may be helpful to simply start the conversation because they likely want to talk about it. But if they think that you are anxious or worried, they are unlikely to bring it up. And it may take bringing up the conversation multiple times until they're really comfortable talking about it. It can then be helpful to clear up any misunderstandings. And really, the situation is confusing even for adults. So it's not surprising that younger children or even teenagers may not be sure of what's happening or not understand fully what's going on. It's also helpful to provide some context because kids may be worried about a draft or worried about family members, or worried about what may happen here. And even younger children may not understand that it's not happening in our own community, but a ways away. So they may think that family members who aren't living in the home may be involved in the conflict.
And talking with those younger children, is it probably best practice for parents to try to put some sort of parental controls on devices like that?
Especially for preschool children and younger, it would definitely be helpful to help them avoid social media or media about the war in general.
Well, thank you, Dr. May, for joining us. She's going to be joining us again at the 6:30 hour, so we'll be catching up with her again then. Live in studio, Elena Jonathan, Erie News Now.